Hey everybody, welcome to the chat. Those that are coming in, thank you for coming in. I thank you for coming in. Welcome to Late Night Conversations with His Majesty. Um, this is a new thing that I'm trying. For those of you that don't know, I have a condition um, called insomnia. I've dealt with this condition for about 10 years now, where my sleep patterns are off. They're off. And um, sometimes I rest during the day for maybe a couple of hours or two, but for the most part, I'm like up. Um, I'm told that the insomnia has a lot to do with some things that I have suppressed in life, and just behavior mostly. Uh, as a young adult, I was always I worked in the music industry, so I was always up at this time of night, or this time of morning, and because of that, me being accustomed to that, my sleep pattern has always been off. Even when I was a young adult, I didn't really require a whole lot of sleep. Um, so you know, I thought I would try, you know, this segment as being an out for that. You know, as you can see, those of you that have joined, um, that have joined the chat, I have placed the link in the chat, and I'm going to place it in there once more. Oh, wait a minute, just a second. I'm going to place it in there once more, and anybody that wishes to come in and you want to talk about something, a topic, or if you have a question that you want to ask, or anything, feel free to do so. I myself, I would like to tell you one of the reasons why it's hard for me to sleep. Now, for those of you that really can't deal with a lot of tragic things, or you know, I invite you to step out of the room and not be a part of this, because some of the things that I'm going to say to you may be a little bit graphic and may be a little bit devastating, and um, you may um, feel some type of way about the way I react to what I'm telling you. I'd first like to tell you one of the reasons why it's difficult for me to sleep is because I have really bad nightmares. Um, Back in 2005, my nephew, he was 14 years old, his name was Calvin, he was killed in a um, store robbery gone wrong. Now, my nephew was 14 years old, and although he was 14 years old, he lived in a community, he lived in the hood, and he was a part of a gang. Uh, and he and two other guys decided to go into a small bodega in the neighborhood and rob it. And unfortunately, things went awry. My nephew was he was fighting with the store owner and jumping back over across the counter. And in doing that, one of the guys that was with him shot his gun, and the bullet ended up hitting my nephew and blowing half of his face off. Well, half of his head, actually. And I was the only one of the only ones that could identify his body. And that picture has never left my life. If you've never identified um, a body, if you've never identified one of your own living relatives at a police station or no at a morgue, you don't ever want to do that. You don't ever want to do it. It was devastating for me, and it's been devastating for me, and it has haunted me for the past 10 years, and that's one of the reasons why I don't sleep well. Um, hey Lawrence and hey, what's going on, Verns and Keith and Char Char and yeah, everyone does have anxiety, Keith. It's not an easy thing to deal with. It's just not. It's not an easy thing to deal with. But as I've told you guys before, I'm very transparent. I have bipolar disorder. And because I have bipolar disorder, I see a therapist. I see a therapist once a week. Um, well, now, since the quarantine, I communicate with my therapist via Zoom. Uh, and my therapist gives me the tools to deal with me. Uh, and unfortunately, the sleep medications don't work on me. I've tried them all. I've tried Ambien. I've tried Lunesta. I've tried all these sleep medications. They don't work on me. For some reason, I can't stay asleep, and so that's what I that's the reason why I'm up. um, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people in the chat that can relate to me. And even small things. And you guys, let's have a conversation about it. How I want to know how people are doing during this time that we're going through. This is a very tumultuous time that we are going through. We are enduring. You know, um, everybody's mental health is at risk. Um, it's like it's not something that we have imagined. It's something that we've had to endure. We've had to be quarantined, and we've had to be subject to our homes, not able to communicate, not able to to touch, to engage with people the way that we used to, simply because of a virus that has killed millions now, and is still killing thousands in our country. I mean, that's a lot to deal with. It is. It's a lot to deal with. Um, the domestic violence rate has risen. More people are fighting. More people are divorcing in this country. More people are separating in this country due to this quarantine, just simply because they can't share the same space. You know, I couldn't imagine that. I couldn't imagine having to be quarantined with someone that I really don't like. That's that's devastating by itself. Hey Monte, how are you? What are you doing up this late? Yeah, I can really understand that, Melissa. Yeah, like last week when Joseph was in the hospital, I just couldn't sleep. I could not sleep for to save my life. I laid in the bed and I tried and I tried and I tried. I just could not go to sleep. So yeah, it does. It really creeps up on me a lot when I'm feeling anxiety or um, um, I'm feeling sad, or sometimes it just creeps up on me because I get so overexcited about things that I just don't want to go to sleep. Yes, it has. Domestic violence and child abuse has risen in this country like you would not believe. It's terrible. It's really a terrible thing that more women and men are being abused at this time. Like right now, as we speak, could you imagine? There's some woman being beat, there's some child being abused. right now as we speak. You know what? And another thing, guys, could you please hit the like button when you come in? Wow, that's something, Lawrence. Yes, we will definitely keep you in our prayers. Um, I've never I've been to LA, and I've seen forest fires, like big ones, like you like driving down the highway and people are driving past as if it's like not really a big deal. But that, I mean, has to be devastating to live in a state where there are like forest fires. Lawrence, how are you? How are you? Is that scary? Is how scary is it? You know, really, yeah, the fires are bad in California. I can't even imagine. Like I live in upstate New York, and upstate New York is really like on the coast. And so one of the things that really scare me are the hurricanes and stuff like that. But we haven't really had any bad hurricanes or anything like that this season, from what I'm told. Even the winters, like winter for us was like, I mean, we would go outside and the snow would be up to our knees, and people told us that's a mild winter. Um, the only thing that ever worries me about that is you know you have to make sure you get out and you get your supplies so you can get out, so because you don't want to get caught with the roads not being clear, or having to shovel your driveway and so on and so forth. That's the only thing that really troubles me about living up here. um, is the weather and the rapid way that it changes. It changes a lot up here. I'm pretty sure Vern, if she's still in here, she can tell you that. Um, the weather changes up here like you would not believe. Because she lives in Syracuse. I live in Rome. We live not that far from each other. We live about 45 minutes away from each other. But I'm pretty sure Vern can talk about, how harsh the weather gets here. It gets pretty harsh, especially in the wintertime. Like the winter, I kid you not. You can look outside and the sky is clear, and before you know it, just like that, there's like snow, and then you go, you look out your door in the afternoon and it's up to your knees. Hi, Ms. Lois. But the one thing I can say, Vern, about this area is that they really do good with the plowing. You know, for the most part, the neighbor. I guess because it's the neighborhood I live in. I live in a neighborhood full of white folks. They plow the streets. The roads are always clear. They were always clear this winter. Monte, if you ever want to experience that type of snow, then you can come to Rome. Well, I'm told that there's a lot of ski resorts up here too. Is that true, Vern? I'm told that there's a lot of ski. Now, I don't know how to ski, child. I don't know how to ski, but I'm told that there's a lot of ski resorts up here. I would really love to go to a ski resort in the wintertime and see. But then again, I don't like the cold. I hate being cold. I'm anemic. I don't like cold. Well, I guess, Lawrence, I'm going to pray for snow. I'm going to pray for snow and rain in your area. Because I can't even imagine like witnessing like what I saw when I was in LA. Like you can like literally drive down the highway and there's a forest fire going down this mountain of trees, and people are driving like it ain't no big deal. And it's crazy how our president just disregards climate change. You know, they say that by the year of 2030, the polar ice caps will be but a memory. You know, we will only be able to tell our children or our grandchildren about them, you know, because they'll be gone. That's how much our world is warming up. Well, that's something that we the McRae Kings want to do. We want to host a ski weekend. What do you guys think about that? We really want to do like a ski weekend where we do a meet and greet. Some of you guys fly out here to one of the ski resorts, and we have a package prepared where you'll have, you know, your own rooms or your own villas, and we'll do some things. We'll do some things that we like to do. Like Joseph and I, we're motivational speakers. We can do some inspirational speaking. We can do some exercises, and we can just have fun and drink eggnog or hot chocolate or whatever they do at the ski resort and have fun and have some entertainment. Um, I would love to have some entertainment for you guys if we were to do a ski weekend. I would love to do this. So, guys, let me know in the comments and email us about doing something like that. If you guys are interested in doing a meet and greet with us this winter, I'm open to that. And we would love to do a master class with you guys on, you know, motivational speaking. We can do a YouTube meet and greet where we have some of our content creators like Verns. I'm pretty sure she would come, and blogs and fiction, and Monica of MJ&J. I don't know if she would be able to make it because she's a mom. And we could have in Q's World. She lives right in Virginia. You know, we could have some content creators come and speak and, you know, have a good time. Well, skiing, I don't know. I've never skied before. It looks like fun, but I'm scared. I'm 52 years old, child. I'm scared I'm going to break my leg or something, child. I can't afford to do that. Well, so far I've not heard that the ski resorts are not open. They actually tore down one of the ski resorts up here, and they're in the process of rebuilding. I don't know if that process has stopped, or I don't know if you know, they decided to close for the season or what, because there's a season. Um, but I do know this: we have a lot of casinos up here, and all the casinos are open back up. They just opened back up probably about a month ago. So, you know, hopefully they'll get a hold on this COVID-19 thing, guys. Let's just pray. I'm praying. I pray every day that I turn on the TV and the news says we found a cure, we found a vaccine. Let's just pray, because I can't see us enduring this for another year. I know, Melissa, I'm with you, child. And now I'll sit and listen. If they do a little ski lesson and it's on a flat surface or something like that, I might participate. I might. See, I like to. I'm like Melissa. Me and you, we here. We here. Listen, y'all don't understand when you get older, and you young millennials that call us old and stuff like that. Trust me, you gonna get our age. If God see fit, you gonna get our age one day, and y'all don't understand what it feels like to be this age. You know, as young as we may want to be, as young as we may feel, our bodies tell us stuff. I know mine tell me stuff all the time. It'd be like, Tramel, I got to have a conversation with myself before I do something. I hit my senior button. That's what I call a senior button. I got a little senior button right here. Can't do that. Mm-mm. Like Joseph, my husband, he's 49. and for some reason he still think he young, right? He wants me to go on roller coasters. He want me to go on this thing called the slingshot. Have you ever heard about that? The slingshot. It's this ride. You sit in this chair just like this, and it has these bungee cords attached to it. The machine pulls you all the way back, right? And then at with no alert, no warning or nothing, you just snap, pow, and you just spring up into the air. And I'm not talking about, like going back and forth like this. You spring up into the sky, like, and Joseph want me to go on something like this. And I'm like, Joseph, are you trying to give me a heart attack? I will have a heart attack and die on something like that. Mhm. That could do me in. I could that right there could just kill me right there, right there. And with my luck, I'll probably spring out the goddamn thing and go flying some damn where. Yes, and that would be me. I would, first of all, I wouldn't even. I'm not. I wouldn't even get on the damn thing. But I would. I would cry. I would cry and scream, scream, a blood curdling scream, and be calling for Jesus if I got on something like that. The roller coaster too. I don't do roller coasters. I don't get on roller coasters. I'm not having a heart attack and die. I'm not doing that. Just so my husband can get a laugh because that's what he wants to do. He wants to laugh at me like he wants me to go to a haunted house. No, I'm not going to no haunted house. Tramel, it's not real. I don't care. I don't care if it's not real. If I walk around the corner and something that looked like a creature from the Black Lagoon come out and I knock the shit out of them, then I'm gonna be in jail. Me either, Lawrence. I don't do horror movies. I don't. I don't do horror movies like the movies with the nun turning into some demonic spirit or something. No, no, I'm not doing that. I don't. Joseph Love. Sometimes I think my husband he means well, but I think he really wants to see me like scared. Like he wants to see me like in a vulnerable. I don't know why. I'll be like, Joseph, why do you think of these things? Why? Why do you think of these things for us to do, knowing that I'm not gonna do them? He like, Shamel, it's no big deal. It's nothing. It's a big deal to me. Yeah, I'm not a horror fanatic. No, no, Melissa. I can't do. I can't. I was. Um, and see, there's a reason for all these things that I'm telling y'all that I don't like. Like for instance, haunted houses. You know why I don't like haunted houses? Um, and y'all can Google this. Um, Years back in the '80s. That's the era I come from. Yes, I'm that old. I grew up. I was a teenager in the '80s. There was a school of high school kids that went to an amusement park. They went to Great Adventure, and they were in a haunted house, and it caught on fire, and it killed half of the graduating class. I was there. I wasn't in the haunted house at the time, but I was there when that happened. Yeah, I was there when it happened. That could have been me. Therefore, I don't go in haunted houses. I don't. I don't do haunted houses. I don't do dangerous rides. Like rides that could potentially fall apart because things like that happen. You don't hear a lot about them in social media, but people get on rides thinking that it's safe for them to get on them, and things go wrong. And I just sometimes I have the worst luck when it comes to things like that. I went to a baseball game and got hit in the face with a baseball one time. Just my luck. I don't play games with my life no more. I don't. Never have. Yeah, I'm like you, Lawrence. Oh yeah, the '80s was a blast. It was a blast. Yeah. Um, a little bit. The '80s were a really bad time for me. Um, the late '80s were a really bad time for me. Now I said I wasn't going to tell this story on this forum. I was going to wait and tell it on my up close and personal segment. But I'll tell you guys this story. The '80s were really not a good time for me simply because at that time in the late '80s when I came out, um, that's when HIV and AIDS was introduced to the world. I remember there was a, a man, a flight attendant that had caught AIDS. I remember them reporting one of the first AIDS cases, HIV cases on television. Um, they reported that a man had caught the HIV virus from someone in Africa. He had traveled to Africa and he had caught the HIV virus. They weren't even calling it HIV at that time. They were calling it AIDS. And there was only one medication for people that had AIDS, and it was called AZT. And it actually did nothing. It actually killed a lot of um, people. Uh, but that was part of the era that I came out in. And then my dad, um, who has passed on now, wasn't too happy finding out that his son was gay. Um, and what bothered me about the whole situation, it wasn't him finding out, it was the way he found out. Someone told him. Um, and someone got mad at me and told my secret. Because back in my day, you just couldn't be out like we are now. There was no such thing. If you came out like we are now, um, you you stood to be horrible things happen to you, from your family disowning you, turning their backs on you, to even being bashed or killed, um, being shunned by friends and family, especially because the AIDS virus had just started running rampant. You know, there was a time in my life where I would go to some of my relatives' house and they wouldn't allow me to use their dishes. I mean, I didn't have AIDS. I don't. I'm not positive now. But people attach that cliche to us. Yeah. Um, I I people ask me, where are your friends, Tramel? You know when they where are your friends? When I tell you, you guys are not, you don't, a lot of people don't believe me when I say this, but all of my friends are dead. I lost all of my friends to HIV and AIDS. There was a time in my life I was going to a funeral every week. I lost all of my friends. All of my friends are gone as a result of HIV and AIDS. And but their legacy has not died. Um, the one thing that I'm grateful for is I was, um, you hear a lot of people talk about coming out, coming out, we used to call it coming out the closet. And you hear a lot about people coming out and stuff like that. Well, my coming out, I was blessed. I was really blessed. When I tell you guys, I was really blessed. I was really blessed to be around a group of men that had that had experienced life and had their trials and stuff like that, and they taught me how to shake and move in the gay community. And one of the things they taught me was is that promiscuity would get you into a lot of trouble. So I was never promiscuous. I was never one to, just have sex with anybody. I was taught by older gay men that relationships were better and were safer than just having random sex or, just sleeping with anybody. And so I've always been a relationship oriented type of guy. And because I listened to these men who are all now passed away, um, it saved me. I'm standing here today at 52 years old and I am HIV negative. And that says a lot about where I come from, the era in which I come from. Because at that time, the chances of you being the chances of a gay man not catching the virus was slim to none. And I weathered through all of that. I endured that. I made it through. I made it. I made it. My whole journey. And there were slip ups. I can't sit here and tell you that there weren't. I mean, I used protection, but there were slip ups. I was even in a relationship with a guy, and I didn't even realize, I didn't even know that he had AIDS. He didn't even tell me. I found out after. The whole time that I was with him, I was sleeping with someone that was HIV positive. And when I found out about it, I was still with him when I found out about it. And I'll tell you what the blessing was. And this is how God blesses people. The saving grace for me is that he took care of himself. Would you believe that? He took care of himself. He took his medication every single day. And he took care of himself. And because he took care of himself, the odds against me catching the virus from him were zero, like almost zero. Because he was undetectable. Of course, we broke up after that because, his reasonings for not telling me is that he didn't want to die alone. You didn't want to die alone, so you wanted me to die with you. That's how I took it. But I've been blessed. I've really been blessed. Of course, we've made great strides. They've made great strides in the community, in the HIV/AIDS community, in medicine, in terms of the way in which you take care of yourself, in terms of, even now more than ever, the odds of you catching HIV from someone who is undetectable is zero in most cases. I'm going to read some comments. Okay. Are you laughing at me, Monte? Yeah, Monte, you the horror fanatic. Yeah, I'm with you, Lawrence. Yeah. See, that's me. It's hard for me to get frightening images out of my head. And Lawrence, by the way, I need to send you a message because I need for you to do another photo for Joseph and I. Yes, I remember that too, Melissa. I remember hearing that story. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Melissa. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Lawrence, about your friend. Well, no, it's not hard for me anymore. It's not hard for me anymore when I think about the many friends that I've lost due to AIDS and HIV. It's not really, it used to be hard for me to go through because I would think about those friends and miss them and I would just miss their presence and them being in my life. But I've taken their legacies and I've taken the things that I've learned from them and I've applied what I needed to apply to my life. And as far as they are concerned, yes, I still miss my friends, but I celebrate. I celebrate them passing over. I really do. I celebrate them passing over and know that they're in a better place. Um, I've been told that when I talk about people dying and death and stuff like that, that I sound very cold. I don't mean to. I really don't mean to, but I just don't look at death in the way in which other people look at death. Lots of people look at death sad, crying and all that stuff. I don't look at death like that. I don't I don't view death like that. I understand that the body is a vessel. All of us are going to die one day. Um, and because I accept that, and I accept that. I accept that one day I'm not going to be here anymore. I accept that my body is a vessel, and one day it will give out. Um, and I will be okay as long as I take care of myself, I guess. And I do. I take very good care of myself, like everybody should. Um, but I'm not afraid to die. I'm not. I'm not afraid to die. Now, I'm afraid in the way in which I die. I mean, I don't want to get shot or killed or stabbed or something like that. But I don't have any fear of death, none whatsoever. I just I pray to God that I die in my sleep when it's my time. But I've accepted that part of life. I've a lot of people don't accept that. A lot of people say I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. And I say that too. No, I don't. I want to stay here for as long as I can. But I'm not going to spend a lifetime worrying about dying or being fearful of death. I'm not going to spend a lifetime doing that. So that's what I don't focus on it, um, nor do I care about it. It will happen when it happens, and that's it. Hey Antoine, how are you? Yes, a lot of people, for a lot of people, death is just they have the fear of death because they have the fear of not knowing. You know, um, which resonates in our lives. What we don't know, we're fearful of. We're fearful of what we don't know. Um, and that's one of the things that we really need to. Um, I think we really need to. How can I say it? We need to get a grip on it. We need to open our minds more. Um, they say we use only a certain small amount of our brains. If we started to use the other parts of our brains, wow, the things that we could do, the things that we could think, you know. Um, that's just a part of just being fearless, you know. And being fearless is so important in life. When you think about it, being fearless is so important in life simply because you have to be fearless to accomplish your goals. You have to be fearless to accomplish your dreams. You have to be fearless when you have a destiny or something to do. You have to be fearless. It takes fearlessness, and that's um, one of the things that we as people have to learn how to conquer. Even myself, I I I I, I have fear of certain things more than just roller coasters and the slingshot and the haunted house. I have fear of other things. Um, I fear for my husband now. I do. I fear for my husband. I right now, because of what has happened in the past 2 weeks with my husband, I don't trust anyone in his care. I'm the best care for him. I don't trust anyone. Like now, I have to go to his doctor's appointments. I have to, you know, I have to know everything that's going on. I have an anxiety um, complex when it comes to him because the last time I left a doctor in his care, he stopped breathing, and nobody called me and nobody told me. And so my biggest fear now is what if something happens again and he stops breathing and I'm not there? What's going to happen? You know? And so that's a part of my anxiety. That's a part of my insomnia. Hey, in Q's world, Joseph is doing well. He's sleeping now, in spite of, um, you know, and that's another reason why I stay up. It's because my husband has sleep apnea, but because of insurance, they came and took his CPAP machine. So he doesn't have a CPAP machine. If anybody knows anything about sleep apnea, he could stop breathing in his sleep. So I'm constantly up watching him. Like I check on him. I'm constantly up watching him. The only reason why I haven't gotten up and checked on him is because I can hear him sleeping on the other side of me. Thank you, Lawrence. I appreciate your prayers. Yeah, Keith, Medicare for all. I have Medicare and it sucks. It doesn't pay for anything. Um, they are the reason why my husband does not have a CPAP machine. They won't pay for it, which is sad. I hate to have this conversation about insurance and things of that nature because a lot of people in this world don't understand, in this country don't understand how insurance is. They think just because you have Medicare coverage that you're covered and it covers everything, and it doesn't. They kicked my husband out the hospital after 3 days. If he would have stayed any longer, I would have had to start paying. And I was starting, it ain't no little bit of money. I'm talking about $800 for him to stay for one night. Plus, that's not even including meds and so on, and nurses and all that stuff. He spent one night in ICU, and then they moved him. They moved him to a different wing in the hospital where you get you don't get the care that you would get in ICU. Um, Even right now, I just got a phone call today about my husband's dialysis machine. We just got a bill in the mail for $1,300 for his dialysis machine. That's what they charge per quarter. And they were asking me for an $800 payment. Would you believe that? And I'm disabled, and my husband is disabled, and they were asking me for an $800 payment. Where am I going to get that from? And even when I told the lady, I said, "Listen, ma'am," I said, "we're on a fixed income. There's no way we're going to be able to pay this bill." I told her my experience, what happened with my husband last week, how he was in the hospital, and those bills were coming in too. And she was still wanting a payment of $800. We just got the bill in the mail for the ambulance ride from the doctor's office to the hospital, and that was over $1,000. Medicare doesn't cover that. But a lot of people don't know that. So you people that are screaming Medicare for all, trust me when I tell you, you don't want to do that. You do not want Medicare for all people. It'll never work. That's right. You're in Q's world. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for bringing that up. You're right. It doesn't cover anything. It doesn't cover dentures. It doesn't cover hearing aids. It doesn't cover anything. If I were to lose a limb right now, I'm diabetic, and I'm not wishing nothing on myself, but if I was to lose a limb, they wouldn't even cover me getting a prosthetic. I wouldn't be able to get a prosthetic. I've told you guys before, like I told you, I'm transparent, very transparent. I don't even have these dentures. I had to have all my teeth removed due to my health, um, and so I wear dentures. I wear a denture, and as you can see, when I speak, I don't have any teeth down here because a partial for the bottom for my bottom, the bottom of my mouth, $800. $800. This one right here, this one was 600. Not covered by Medicaid or Medicare. I don't even qualify for Medicaid. They say my income is too high. Would you believe that? My income is too high to qualify for Medicaid. And without telling you how much I get per month, and my husband and I get per month, it's less than $3,000. But out of that, we have to pay rent, we have to pay our electricity bill, we have to pay our cable bill, we have to pay our cell phone bill, we have to pay our car payment. We also have to pay all our copays. I have a copay of $45 every time I see a specialist. A specialist would be a podiatrist, which I need to see once a month. Also, because of my diabetes, I have to see an endocrinologist. That's considered a specialist. An endocrinologist handles people with diabetes only. I have to see a nephrologist because I have kidney disease. That's $45 times three. Let's multiply that. That's just the specialists I see. I haven't even gotten to the medication. So we're gonna get our handy little calculator out here. We're gonna put 45 times 3. That's $135 a month. That's just my copays. Mine. Plus medication. Now my medication total that is covered by my I have a supplementary insurance policy, like in Q's World was saying. I have a supplementary insurance policy. They call it gap insurance or supplementary insurance. I have a supplementary insurance policy which covers supposed to cover my medications, my supplies, my diabetes testing supplies, and so on and so forth. It doesn't cover everything. my insulin $415 a month for one insulin pen. I take two different types of insulin. The other insulin pen is $275 per month. But the saving grace for me is I qualify for what they call extra help. And because I qualify for extra help, I don't have to pay the astronomical prices for my insulin. But my diabetes testing supplies, have you seen those commercials where they have the thing where you test, it's called a CGM device. It's new. I don't qualify for that. I only qualify for my tester and the test strips. And I can only get a certain amount every 90 days. I'm limited to a certain amount every 90 days. Same thing with my needles. My needles to take my insulin, $150 for a 30-day supply. Yeah. My diabetes testing supplies, if I had to pay for them, would be astronomical. It would be about $300 or $400 because it's $1 a test strip. Oh yeah, Medicare and Medicaid is two different things. Now here's the big tee about Medicaid. If you qualify for Medicaid, you don't have any problems. You don't have any issues. Most people on Medicaid get treated better than people like me. And I hope nobody takes offense to what I'm about to say, but there's a lot of people on Medicaid that have never worked a day in their lives simply because they just chose to be on welfare. They've never worked a day in their lives. They get food stamps. They get welfare money from the state in which they live in, and they get Medicaid. And the sad part about that is Medicaid is the best insurance that you can ever have. So when I hear people say Medicare for everybody, no. If you only knew, about Medicare, Medicaid. Listen, if you are on welfare and get food stamps and get Medicaid, you are in the best position health wise. You get better health care than I do. Most doctors these days won't take you unless you have Medicaid because they know that that's guaranteed money. They know that they're going to get paid. If I had Medicaid, I would be able to get dentures. If I had Medicaid, I would be able to get the CGM device that I need for my diabetes. I wouldn't have to come out of pocket. The device that I need for my diabetes costs $335. That's my out-of-pocket cost. But if I was on Medicaid, I wouldn't have to pay that. No, you don't have to be a certain age to get You said Medicaid? Char, yes. No, you don't have to be a certain age to get Medicaid. You don't. Medicaid is a state. Um, it's a state. The qualifications vary in different states. You know, if you have a child that's disabled, they get Medicaid. They qualify for Medicaid, depending on what your income is. Um, if you are a person that does not have a job and does not work, and you are receiving welfare or food stamps, then you qualify for Medicaid because you don't have any income. Or most hospitals qualify you for what they call charity care. Right. Thank you, Q. Thank you, Q. You're right. Yeah, it varies depending on what state you live in. Like here where I live at in New York, right? Um, the maximum that you can, the maximum income qualification is $1,200 a month. So if you're making more than $1,200 a month, if you're getting an income of $1,200 a month, and that's gross, then you don't qualify. Now I'll tell you the reason why my husband and I don't qualify. Um, our we don't qualify simply because our income is considered too high, and they combine our incomes together because we're married. Number one, and it's a different qualification for married couples. For married couples, I believe the cap is at 3,500, right? And because the cap is at 3,500, we don't qualify because they consider everything, even before deductions. They consider everything. They consider your well, they don't consider everything. They like my husband and I, we get a premium deducted from our disability check. They don't consider that. They consider the gross amount. So let's say combined together, my husband and I get, um, let's see, let's say this is just, I'm just giving you a dummy number. Let's say we get um, $3,500 a month, right? They take that whole $3,500 and they consider that your income. But on the other side, they take um, 135 from me, and they take 135 from Joseph, right? That leaves us at 3230. We still don't qualify. You understand what I'm saying? So that's those are the that's what you those are the guidelines. You have to go by the guidelines, and the guidelines vary depending on what state you live in. Yep, you're right. You're absolutely right, Q. You're absolutely right. Thank you. I'm glad that there's somebody in here that can um, verify what I'm saying, that can validate exactly what I'm saying. You know, um, people think that being disabled is easy money. You sit back and you just collect your check every month and it's easy money. It's not. It's not. I give anything. I would give anything to go back to work. I give anything to be able to get a weekly or bi-weekly paycheck again, making the money that I was making. I was grossing before I stopped working. I was grossing over $80,000 a year. I had a mutual. I had mutual funds. I had stocks. I had bonds. I've depleted all that stuff because of my disability. I'm just chatting, Ashley. I am. I'm chatting. I wish you guys would come in and chat with me. I really do. I really wish that some of you guys come in and chat with me. I would love to hear you guys. Um, I'm gonna put the link in the chat once more, and anybody that wants to come in and say something, please feel free to do so. We're just talking about different things. We're just having a conversation. That's really it. We're just having a conversation. So anybody that wants to come in and have a conversation with His Majesty, please feel free to do so. I mean, I can sit here and talk to you guys all night and tell you stories, tell you my stories about some of the things that um, either I have endured or, you know, just I like to motivate people in spite of. I don't want you guys to look at my shortcomings as um, a lost cause. I'm not a lost cause because I'm disabled. You know, I'm not a lost cause because I don't because my income is fixed. I'm not. I don't look at my life that way. I don't focus on my shortcomings, like my disabilities, like me having kidney disease and me having diabetes and my husband having having kidney disease. We don't look at those things as our downfall. We take those things and we kind of like the energy and the positive. We turn it into something positive. Yeah, another thing that I would like to talk to you guys about is what do you think about uh, all this stuff that's going on in the social media realm with these celebrities? I just heard that Wendy Williams, that DJ Booth is not going to be Wendy Williams DJ for the new season. I believe her new season starts the 21st of December. And on the 21st of December, DJ Booth will not be there. He has unfriended her on Instagram. He has unfriended her on all social media platforms. I don't know why, um, um, but something has happened between Wendy Williams and DJ Booth. I still have not forgiven Wendy for what she said about gay people on her show. I still have. I'm still not over that. What about you guys? Yeah, I don't know what happened, Ashley. I don't know what happened between DJ Booth and Wendy Williams, but they no longer he's no longer going he's not going to be on the new season. He's not going to be her DJ, which is really sad because I really enjoyed their little friendship that they had. I did. I enjoyed that. I myself, if you want my opinion, I think it has something to do with Nicki Minaj. I do. I think it has something to do with Nicki Minaj because, of course, if you don't know, Wendy Williams just really doesn't care too much for Nicki Minaj, and I think that's a problem. DJ Booth has always been able to, separate the two work relationships. I think something happened in the midst of that that caused him to, look at, who was paying him more, and I think Nicki was paying him more than Wendy Williams wanted to contract him for. No, I'm not talking about the Valentine's Day episode. I can't even remember. I mean, I remember an interview that Wendy Williams did with her years ago. Um, but that was years ago. I don't even know what was said. To be honest with you, I don't know what was even said in that interview. I know that she questioned her about her relationship with Little Kim and how she felt about Little Kim and so on and so forth. But I never knew that they really had an issue with each other. I can't see how they have an issue with one another. They're not even in the same genre. Nicki is music. Wendy Williams is pop culture. Well, I mean, I can see, Nicki not being pleased with some of the things that Wendy has said about her because Wendy has said some things about her. Thank you, Q. I would enjoy that. I would enjoy you coming on, Q. And one thing I'm noticing too, I'm noticing a lot of these celebrities are like telling on themselves, telling their little secrets and stuff like that. Why is that going on now? Wow. Um, for those of you that don't know, Selena Johnson from R&B Divas, she's doing a documentary that airs tonight, actually. Um, and she'll be doing a documentary called "The Making of a Woman." It doesn't say what network it's going to be on. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, it's going to be on Fox. So whatever channel Fox is in your area, you should tune into it. I think I'm going to tune into that. I love Selena Johnson from R&B Divas. I love her. I love her to death. Hey Q,
Hey Jamel, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I am doing awesome.
You up late?
I am always up late, Jamel.
Me too. Me too. I have insomnia. I'm always up late too. I have insomnia. Uh, I don't know if you caught the beginning of my live, but I explained the reason. I explained my insomnia. I've always been like this. I've always had a sleep pattern that was strange and weird to people. But, I'm one of those people that take a little nap and get up and take another little nap and then wake up. My husband calls me a cat.
Well, I can't wait to get to the day where I can take the naps because I just stay up like at night. And I've always been like that too since like a young child.
Yeah, yeah.
And it goes with me. My husband used to get off late, so it worked well, but now he goes to work early and I'm still up in here
Hmm.
at night watching YouTube and cleaning up and
Yeah,
all that stuff.
me too. I do, girl. We do the same thing. I'm always my husband. He just be like, Jamel, why are you up sweeping the floor at 3 o'clock in the morning? But they don't understand when you can't sleep, when you're a person that your sleep pattern is not one to be sleep at this time of night. You just find things to do. You know.
You do. And when it's quiet and peaceful, and
Yes.
like me, I have a house full of children, a husband, all that stuff. And at night, when everybody's asleep, it's like, okay, I can move, I can get
It's me
around.
time. Me
Right.
time. Yes, me time. Yes, I love it. I love it. Some people be like, "Oh God, I feel so bad for you. You can't sleep." Child, don't feel bad for me because I get me some rest. You
Right.
know.
Right. Well, I want to say hey to everybody in the chat if I hadn't spoke to you already. I came up because I thought you was talking about when you said something about Wendy Williams. Thought you was talking about the Valentine's Day episode. That was when I think she called it like her Galentine's Day, like it was supposed to be for the girls,
Uh huh. Uh huh.
and it was a guy in the crowd, and I believe he may have been, the LGBT or
Yeah, he was gay.
LGBT
Yes.
community.
Yes. Yes.
And she told him like, "Oh no, today is not about y'all. And I don't want to see you in skirts and something like that."
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
I thought you were talking about that
That
statement,
was the
and I didn't
very
know about
episode
the
I
other.
was talking about. Yep, you're absolutely right.
Okay.
And uh, what I said was I don't know if what I said was I don't think I've forgiven her for that. You
Mm-hmm.
know, although she went on and she made an apology, she made a public apology for what she had done. Um, you know how you can see somebody's spirit? I saw
Mm-hmm.
I saw her spirit when she said that, and she meant it. Like she was like really
Yeah.
angry about
Like
it.
something flared up inside of her.
Yes, and that's what
Mm-hmm.
bothered me about it. It wasn't the actual statement. It was actually like I saw you and I saw the hate in you for that moment, and it bothered me so much. And it's still to the point where after that show, I stopped watching her. And anybody that knows me will tell you I'm one of the biggest. I was one of the biggest Wendy's fans. If you go back on her show, I've been to her show several times. She
Oh
even gave
wow.
me a nickname. She calls me Cat Daddy.
Oh.
Yeah, because a lot of you don't know what goes on behind the scenes at the Wendy Williams show. If you've never been to the Wendy Williams show, even now I tell people, if you can get the Wendy Williams experience, then you need to go to the Wendy Williams show. Because the fun is not the actual show. The fun is what happens when the commercials stop. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
when they go to commercial, we partied, we had fun. She gave away free gifts. She had people pull people out onto the stage to dance and all kinds of stuff. She comes into the audience and shakes people's hands. She has a little bodyguard that follows her around and stuff like that. But she engages with everyone, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and a majority of her audience for sure are LGBTQ. I mean, I've been like I said, I've been to her show several times, and there's a lot of women there, but there's majority of them are men,
Mm-hmm.
and so it hurt. I think what happened, it hurt for her to say that in the spirit that she said it. Now, I didn't say that I will never forgive her. I just don't
Mm-hmm.
forgive her right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. Well, I can completely understand that, especially because it's almost as if, okay, well, you showed us a different face when we were there in person. We didn't sense this from you. So to see you say this on camera and seem like you're so real with your emotion, it's almost like, okay, which way are you? Are you against us or are you for us or what?
Right,
Mm-hmm.
right. But you know what? This is what I really need to say because I try to be as fair as possible. I try to look at things from both sides of the spectrum, and I get it. I get it. Like I really don't think that it was her intention to hurt anyone's feelings when she said what she said, and it wasn't her intentions to be so, you know, blunt with
Blunt
me
with it,
like she
yeah.
was. Um, I get that. There are a lot of women that feel that way. And what I want you women that feel that way, if you're in the chat, to understand is that it's okay for you to feel that way. It's
Mm-hmm.
okay. It's okay for you to feel that way. I'm just one to say to you, if you feel that way, I want to get you to a place where you are okay with me being myself.
Right.
And it not and it not look like or appear as though I'm competing with you as a woman. Because
Mm-hmm.
I often hear this so much. All the good men are gay, or the 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 gay community has taken all the good men. No, we don't take no man. We don't do that. We don't do that, ladies and gentlemen. We are who we are, and that's it.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
most of the time when I do hear females, um, speaking in that way, excuse me,
hmm
it makes me think like, wow, did they lose their man to somebody who was creeping around
yeah.
or
I mean, but some of them have. Some of them have,
yeah.
and that's why I understand. That's why I really understand. I'm not one to listen. I can only speak for me. I'm not one
Right.
of those brothers that just so happens to be gay, that has this head on his shoulders where he don't have no understanding, or on, on I'm not empathetic to the plight of the black woman or the plight of the woman when it comes to the LGBTQ, because sometimes women, cis women, feel like they are in competition. of transgender women, um, and gay men.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I so many times I've had heterosexual women, cis women in my presence say, "Oh my God, look at him. He fine as hell. He can't be gay. Why he gotta be gay?" You know what I'm saying? Why? You know, and be mad about it,
Mhm.
be upset about it. But I get it. I get it. I want you
Well, see,
ladies
I
to
guess you're better than me because I don't get it. I don't understand how people are so bothered by people choices. Like
No, go ahead, continue.
if you say go ahead, what?
Yeah, continue, continue.
I'm sorry. Um, just basically saying like, if someone says that they feel like all the good men are gay or whatever they're saying, it shows me they have a very closed in mind because that's not true. Like there are good gay men, there are good straight men or whatever. I just wonder like what happens to make them think that all the good men are gay
I'll tell you why.
or
I have an answer for that. Listen, Q, and I'm pretty sure after I explain this to you, you have to understand that we have been conditioned
Mhm.
to feel this way. We have been mentally abused by first the church and then by society.
Mhm.
We've been told, we have been told wrong. We've been given the wrong information. It's like getting on your computer and googling something about somebody and it's all false. You know what I'm saying? We've been given the wrong information about a lot of things, and as you can see, now that we are in this new millennium, things there's so many different truths that are coming to coming that are surfacing, that are coming to pass. You know what I'm saying? Not only with this subject of homosexuality and things like that. Um, it's so many things that are coming to light. Now let's talk about the reason why some people feel the way they feel about homosexuality. First, we have to look at the church. The church has said for many, many, many years that homosexuality is a sin, and those that engage in it are hell bound. That's what they say they got this message from the Bible. But I
Okay.
challenge anyone. I challenge anyone to look in the Bible where it says that if you're gay, you're going to hell. You won't
But
find
let
that.
me let me ask you this, Tremere, since this is the way that you're explaining it, if that is the case, and if somebody said all of those, like, because I know about that history too.
Mm-hmm.
I have friends that are in that community, so I walk around with them, I see how they're looked at, like, all of that stuff bothers me.
Mm-hmm.
But if what you're saying is true, and they say, okay, well, in church, I learned that this was wrong, and this is the reason why this was wrong, and all of this stuff, then how can you look at those same men and say they're good and they're gay? Like all the good men are gay. Like that wouldn't make sense because you wouldn't be looking at those men like they were the good men. So it just has to make sense for me. And so I get confused when
Yeah,
they
I
try to
get what you're
explain
saying.
stuff that,
I get what you're saying, but that's just one part of it. That's just one part
mm,
of it, Q. Um, there's many different scenarios that I can explain to you as to why we our community is so head bent on just not accepting us. Because
right.
we've been from children we've been taught. You ever hear a man say to his son, "Stop acting like a little sissy." You know,
Mm-hmm.
this is the condition that we have. This is the way we've been conditioned, and from
Right.
not just from the church, but from family. This has been passed down from generation to generation to generation to generation that it's wrong to be gay. Even people that don't even have that don't even have Christianity in their lives or go to church will pull out a
Right.
quote from the Bible and say, well, the Bible says this about being gay and you going to hell. And they don't even know,
Mhm.
they ain't never even read the Bible when they say that, you know. But it kind of started with that. Um, um, like I said, there's so many different scenarios that I can explain to you what we
Right. Well, I
about
can definitely
why.
understand that one as almost like instilling a hatred, an automatic hatred,
Yeah.
because you're already, because you go to church at an early age most times, and you're raised in the church and stuff like that. And so if you hear that, then it's almost like you're warning people, well, this is not right and that's not
Right.
right. So
Well, see, we've been
yeah.
conditioned to be judgmental.
Hmm.
We've been conditioned that way. When you look at the church, if a woman goes to church, especially I mean, I come from the Church of God in Christ, which is holiness. Now, if a woman came in the church with pants on, she was told to leave. You can't wear pants in church. In the church that I grew up in, if a
Right.
woman came to church and she was pregnant out of wedlock, she was silenced, which means if she was on any auxiliaries like the usher board, the pastor's aide, the choir, whatever, she was told you can still come to church and worship, but you have to sit in the back
Mhm.
and not say anything. You're silenced. Um, um, it's so many other different, like we that's what we've been conditioned that way. Um, do you have you ever watched? Do you watch this show P Valley?
I've seen a few episodes of it. My friend keeps telling me to get caught up on it because
Oh
it's so
God, you have
good.
to. You have to get caught up on it, especially the mother, Mercedes' mother.
Hmm.
I just had a conversation with one of my friends tonight and told her I am Mercedes. I was that man, that young boy, still am. Well, not anymore. But I was that young boy that wanted to do anything and everything to please my parents, my mother. And no matter what I did, no matter what I do, I can't get that validation. I can't get that acceptance from my mother. Therefore, my mother and I, we don't have a relationship simply because she does not accept me. She doesn't accept my husband. She doesn't accept my life. She calls it a lifestyle. My life is not a lifestyle. This is my life. And so
Right.
I had to um, gracefully and respectfully separate myself from my whole entire family because my mother does not accept me. You understand what I'm saying? And so in this show, P Valley, Mercedes is one of the strippers. She's like the headline stripper, and her mother is an evangelist. And she does anything and everything to get her mother to accept her as a person, and she can't get it. Like, but her mother still accepts money from her. Her mother accepts gifts from her, but she won't accept her as a daughter. You know, because
Right.
she's a stripper. You know, and I told that story to say this is that that's what we have been conditioned to be judgmental of one another, and that's the cycle that we really need to break. We have to
Hmm.
break the cycle of being judgmental amongst one another. You may not like your next door neighbor that's a stripper, but she's a person
Right.
and she has a life. She has a family. She may have kids. She may have a husband. You don't know why she's doing that job. And you know, whatever she's doing it for her life. She's doing it for her. That's her livelihood, not
Hmm.
yours. And why are you judging her based on that? She could be the
Right.
nicest person in the world. You and her could have coffee every single morning, and her strip life not bother you. It's not bothering you.
Hmm.
You ain't becoming no stripper. You still doing whatever your livelihood is. So what's wrong with you being friends with this person?
Right.
What's wrong with you being friends with a person that is on drugs? Maybe something that you say to them may inspire them to not do drugs anymore.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm
And you
saying?
never know. That's the thing that I've learned from working where I work and talking to different people.
Mm-hmm.
And you have some people who have ran million-dollar companies who,
Mm-hmm.
find themselves where they're not able to pay their bills and
Right,
stuff
right.
like that. And I tell a lot of people, this is life basically, and you're experiencing it now.
Right.
And right now is your moment to see whether you are really strong as you thought you were.
Exactly. Exactly.
Um, and I tell people, this is why you never judge somebody and talk about what they're doing, because you don't know their reasons. You don't know
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
their grind
I
is or
had to
why
humble
their hustle
myself.
is.
I really did.
Mm-hmm.
I became a very humble person when I became disabled. Because when I became
Mm-hmm.
disabled, still had money. I had savings. I did. I had
Mm-hmm.
savings, and I had mutual funds. I had stocks and stuff that I had invested in and things of that nature. I had property. I had a car, and I had, throughout the years, I had to become accustomed to a lifestyle that I was not used to.
Right.
Where I was living at one time, where I had no financial problems or worries or woes in the world, and it
Mm-hmm.
all was taken, just slipped up under me. My husband the same. We had to humble ourselves. We had to learn how. We
Yeah.
became very humble people. Not that, and I can't really say that I didn't appreciate my life before, because I did. I appreciated everything. I was a very giving person. I was a philanthropist. I gave to different organizations, and donated to different places like Ronald McDonald House, the United Way, and I was able to do all that. I have 15 nieces and nephews. My sister, my oldest sister, had 10 kids, and I was able to help her raise those kids financially. Um, but when I became disabled, all of that went away. So I had my nieces and nephews calling me and saying to me, "Uncle, I need this. Uncle, I need that." And I sadly had to say, "I'm sorry, I can't. I can't. I don't have it. I don't have it anymore. Uncle ain't got it like that no more." That was one of the worst feelings in the world. But like you said, you have to humble yourself, and this is the time where you really find out and discover your worth and who you are and what you're capable of doing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know how we do it every month, Q, but we do it. Me and my husband, we do it
Right. And
without
that's all you
asking
got to do. Just keep on
without
doing it.
asking nobody for nothing. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Without asking nobody for nothing, we still do it. We still stay above water, you know? And
Right.
it's not an easy thing. It really isn't. It's not easy not having a dime, but it feels great that all your bills are paid.
It sure do.
You
It
know,
sure
I
do.
rather, and that's, I mean, of course, in the grand scheme of things, I would like to have money to do like extra things, extra activities, things like that. But my bills are paid. You follow what
Right.
I'm saying? My bills are paid. I'm sitting back here right now, and I ain't worried about my electricity going off. I'm not worried
Mm-hmm.
about my cable going off. I'm not worried about somebody coming to my door and putting a eviction notice on my door, or for
Amen.
somebody to come and take my husband and I take our car. You know, it's not easy, but we really learned. We really had to learn how to do all of this and be strong in the process of doing it, and still be positive and encourage and inspire and motivate people to do the same thing that we do.
Yeah. And I'm glad you guys are doing that. And you do. I'm in the chats and stuff in the daytime, and I think y'all are doing a great job in motivating, inspiring people, and just being, truthful and honest. Like tonight, with you just sharing about the Medicare stuff and
Mm-hmm.
teaching people about that and telling them what it really is. That stuff is helpful too.
Yeah, it is.
So,
I hope that I help somebody. That's what I always
mm,
want to do. I always want to, even if I don't inspire you or encourage you, I want to be able to help somebody. If I share something, I want that what I've shared to help somebody or give somebody an
mm,
insight. Because you never know. I never know. You never know what somebody is going through. You know,
exactly.
you never know. It could be somebody in this chat right now that needed to know that information that I gave them. you know,
Mm-hmm.
or even when we talked about domestic violence, it may be somebody in here right now that's enduring domestic violence and they don't know how to get out. And I'm just here to tell you, get up and get up and run.
Mm-hmm.
Run for your life. Run as if you're running for your life. The material things and the tangible things that you leave behind don't matter. You can get all those things back, but you can't get your life back.
Right.
You
And you
know.
can't judge where a person's mind may go.
Yes, you can't.
You
Yeah,
know.
you can't judge. Don't stop judging. Stop being try. I try a little bit every day because I'm human. Q. I try a
Mm-hmm.
little bit every day not to judge someone. I really do. That's one of my goals in life is to not judge.
Mm-hmm.
You know, um, I feel like everybody deserves to be who they want to be.
Right.
And I may not agree with you, but the one thing that you will always get from me, as long as you give it back, reciprocate it back to me, and that is respect. I think that everybody
Mm-hmm.
deserves respect.
Right. And
You
I
may not
agree.
like
I
me.
feel
You
the
may not
same
like
way.
me. You may not like the fact that I'm gay, but respect it.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you respectfully, even if you say you want to respectfully walk away and not deal with me, do it respectfully. Do it
Right. I
respectfully.
definitely agree with that. Yeah.
I don't mind getting on. I'm one of those people. I I don't like being around people that don't like me. If you don't like me, I don't like being around you either. And I don't have no problem with getting on the other side of the street when I see you, if out of respect, out of
Mm-hmm.
respect for you, just getting on the other side of the street and just not. If that's gonna make you comfortable, if we in the club and you don't like gay people, I'll go on the other side of the club and I won't come on that side with you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, respect, respect, always respect. You know, um, that's one of my biggest pet peeves is being respected. That's one of the one things that I will always demand is respect. You don't have to like me. You don't have to like what I do. You don't have to like my life, but you have to respect me. And if you don't
Right.
respect me, then that's where we have a problem.
And I think that's the easiest thing for people to do is respect people, respect their decisions, and because you want that to be done back to you. You want to be respected. So
Yeah,
it's only right that you do that for others. And it's less stressful.
yeah, it is. It is. It sure is. It sure is. I'm telling you. Um, Queen Tornado, y'all for y'all that don't know, in Q's world, the kingdom of NQ's world has she has been given a title in our kingdom, and we call her Queen Tornado. And she will, we're going to have the coronation. I apologize, so I really apologize
No
to you,
worries.
Q.
I'm here. I know what's been going on. So you
Yeah,
just
there's
let
been
me
a
know
lot.
when you're ready.
There's been a lot going on. I still have your beautiful tiara that I bought
I
you,
see.
and I can't wait. I can't wait for you to receive it. And
Yes, I am
I hope
ready.
that you understand and see the love and support that we have for you and your channel. That we've always had for you and your channel. You've always been a big supporter of ours, and we really, really appreciate you. And we appreciate all you people in the chat. We appreciate all you people in the chat that have supported our platform. Know that it's never been about the money. It's always been about the love and the support and the fact that you get us. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I get. Well, I'm telling you right now, Q. I get jealous of you sometimes when you be having your little parties and stuff like that. I be like, I want to party like you because you be so into it. You be so into
I
your little.
do. That's Queen Tornado.
Yes, I love it. I love it. I enjoy when you have your little Q's juke joint or whatever you call it.
My
I
little
love it.
keys.
I'm here for it. I am here for it, guys. If you have not subscribed to NQ's World, you people in the chat, on Facebook, on Twitter, you guys need to come on over to YouTube and you need to subscribe, of course, to the McRae Kingz, but you need to also subscribe to NQ's World. NQ's
Thank you,
World
Tremaine.
has a platform that is so eclectic and so beautiful and just bright and just positive. Her energy is like none you have ever seen.
Like a tornado.
Like a
Every
tornado,
time I get
like a
excited, I
tornado.
think about that
Yeah, girl,
name.
yes. Your energy is so beautiful. It's like on my live streamed it tonight. We had our friend Sunrise, and I was
Mhm.
telling her she's clairvoyant. I was telling her how when I look at people, I see colors. Like with you, I see colors. I see all different types of different colors when I see you, like reds and blues. Like my favorite color is red. So anybody that I see red on, I know that they're a good person. So I see reds and
Mm.
blues and pinks and yellows, and sometimes I see pastels when I see you. Sometimes I see earth tones when I see you, and it's beautiful. You know,
That's
um,
awesome.
that's what your energy exudes to me, and that's one of the things that I really love about you. Thank you so much for
Well, I definitely appreciate that, Jamel. I love y'all so much too. And I am here, supporting. I'm going to stay here. I want to definitely be on a journey with you all throughout your growth because I know that you're going to keep on growing. So, y'all just keep on doing what you're doing. And I love y'all so much. You got a big Kool-Aid smile across my face now. But I ain't cutting this camera
well,
off.
that's I love Q. You know I love your smile. I love to see you dance and have a good time. It's just like wow,
Yes.
you know.
Yes, and my birthday is this month, Jamel, so we are going to turn up for real.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Monica go ahead and celebrate, and then after that,
Uh huh.
my birthday is the 26th, so
Wow. You
we'll
know
be
what?
celebrating a few days.
That's why we're such kindred spirits because my sister is a you're a Scorpio. Am I right?
Mm-mm, a Libra.
You're a Libra. You're a Libra.
Hmm.
Um, I for some reason Libras are like I don't know. It's kind of like you ever played that game where the ball bounces and you got to move the
A
thing and
pink.
it bounces off of you. You're like that's what I feel when I see you. Is I feel the energy. Your energy just like bounce off of me back and forth, and it's like you ever had somebody like hit you with one of those little soft balls and it tickles you
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
whatever. That's what I feel when I see you.
Oh Lord,
Your
don't tell
smile.
Joseph I got you tingling now.
You no you your
No.
smile is beautiful. Your energy. I don't know how to explain it. People, I am just an energy person.
Right,
You know,
me too, Jamel.
I'm an energy person. I'm one of those people. If you got positive energy, I'm grabbing some of your energy from you, and that's what I
Hmm.
get every
Me
time I'm
too, and
around
that's
you.
why I run from people with negative because I'm like, I don't want none of that because it will jump up on me, and then next thing you know, I'm feeling down and
Hmm.
drained, and
Hmm.
so that's why I surround myself with positive people, and I enjoy
Yes.
being here because with as real as y'all are, I still see nothing but positive,
And your
you know.
kids, let me tell you something about your kids. Your kids are who holler. I was laughing at you that day when you was in the car. You said we just had dinner, and somehow I'm at McDonald's,
They kind me, they
and
baby kind
I
artists,
was like, wow. And your
they
kids is
baby
in it.
kind artists.
They are something. And your husband, let me tell you something, girl. You better keep him off social media. You got to keep him off
I
social
know,
media. Your
right?
husband is fine.
Because I ain't trying to cut nobody and then make up a whole story to get 2 weeks in the mental hospital and be home.
Exactly. And let me tell you, but your husband has a beautiful. Y'all was looking at each other like peaches and herb. I said these two are in love.
Oh yeah, I
These two are
love him
in
so
love.
much, and it was our anniversary, so I just felt like wedding day, honeymoon vibes all over
Oh
again.
my God. I remember the
Hmm.
stories that you told about him. I remember when you told the story of how you had your own apartment and he didn't know for a little while.
Hmm.
And just to see him, he was so shy, but at the same time, he was like there to support his woman, and he was just smiling and
Mhm.
grin. He couldn't do nothing but smile and grin. I said, "Oh," I said, "Yeah." I said, "These two are in love. These two are in
Yes,
love." I enjoyed.
definitely.
I enjoyed you guys on your anniversary. I really
Thank
did.
you.
I
Thank
did.
you. Well, I appreciate that. He definitely is shy. You picked up on that right away, and he did that only for my anniversary. But hopefully, we're going to be getting him back to the camera soon because our show Power is on.
Hmm.
So him and I are going to do some commentary on
Oh,
that.
great,
And
great,
yeah, so I'm
great.
excited to get him to do that. And
Oh
then
my
he'll probably
God.
be off air again.
Yeah, I can't. Oh God, I can't wait. Well, I have my reminder on already. I done hit my notification bell for your channel, so whenever you drop some new content, I'm right there.
I know I be
So
seeing you. I be seeing
yes,
you.
yes,
Yeah.
but yes, I can't. I would love to see that. All of us are doing great things in social media. I'm sure you've seen blogs and fiction. She's reading my sister-in-law's book. She's doing the narration of my sister-in-law's book. Don't let God smell your panties, and
Mm-hmm.
she's doing an excellent job at it.
She
And
is.
then Monica, she's doing great things. Besides her regular daily tips, she's doing like special reports. She's been reporting on the Sweetie Pie uh, um, saga and what's going on with that and other things as well. And yeah, it just feels so good to be in touch with so many people in social media that are just doing great things. And Q, I'm gonna look into that. I would love to have you here with us if we decide to do a ski trip, or
Mm-hmm.
do a meet and greet at one of the resorts up here. I'm told that the resorts up here are beautiful, and they give you like um, uh, you know um, A1 quality service. And I would love
Wow.
to set up a ski trip meet and greet. Um, and not just for the McRae Kings, but just a YouTube meet and greet where all of us content creators can get together and
Well, I definitely want to hear more. I don't know if I'll be skiing,
no,
but I'll
well, I'm
definitely.
telling you right now, I ain't skiing, child. I just want to go look cute and stuff.
Right, I'll put on a ski outfit
Yeah, yeah. I just want to look cute. That's all. I just want to put on a little
and,
ski. I'm
and take a
a
few
snow bunny.
pictures like we did.
Yes, yes. I would love to do something like that, or maybe we can come to your neck of the woods. Who knows? I would love to do a meet and greet. Period. And I know that
I
a lot of
know.
people that watch me watch you. And watch blogs and watch Monica. I would love to for us to do a YouTube meet and greet where we can have all of our subscribers or some of our subscribers come together, and we can all have a meet and greet and have a good time and party, together in real life. Hopefully, this whole quarantine thing will be over with soon, and we will be able to do something like that. But anything, I would love to include you in that. But we'll talk more about it. We'll
Yes,
definitely
Jamel. Well,
talk
I'm
more
going to
about it.
hop down. And again, thank you for all the kind words. I love
Yes,
y'all,
thank you
and I
for
will see
joining
you
me.
around. No problem. I'll be in the chat, okay?
Yes, thank you so much for joining me, Q. I really appreciate you. You have a great, great morning.
You
Because
too. You
it's
too.
not, although it's nighttime outside, you have a great morning.
Yeah,
And
morning,
thank
yeah,
you.
because I haven't went to sleep yet.
Yeah, thank you so much. So we'll talk to you. We'll be on tomorrow at 11. So I'll see you then.
Okay.
All righty. That was Q from NQ's World. Guys, if you have not subscribed to NQ's World, please go over to her channel right now as we speak. Leave this channel and go over and subscribe to NQ's World. Hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you'll get notifications each time she drops new content. I'm telling you, NQ's World will make your day. She will. She'll make your day. She'll bring you up if you're feeling down. That's one of the things that I love about her. Thank you so much, NQ's World, for joining me. I'm gonna hop up off here myself and try to get some sleep, which I probably won't because I'm bright eyed and bushy tailed right now. But thank you all. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, Michelle and Q's World, Lawrence, and thank you to Who else was here? Ashley and Keith Snyder. Thank you so much for your input. Thank you so much, Ms. Loyce and Char Char and Ashley. Did I say Ashley already? I also wanted to make sure I said thank you to Monte, because Monte very seldom gets a chance to join us. And let's see. I hope that I've said thank you to and my girl Melissa, who is always here and never late. Thank you, Melissa, for joining me tonight. Like I said, this was just a little bit of me wanting to get up close and personal with you guys and have a conversation. Let's chat about some things. I don't plan to do this every night, sporadically, so just watch out for it. Make sure that you're following us on all social media platforms. Of course, they will be in the description section of this video, as it is in all of our videos. If you wish to donate to the McRae Kingz platform, please feel free to do so. We do have a Cash App, and our Cash App is TheMcKingz. I'll put that up for you guys so you can see it. Anybody that wishes to donate to our platform, the Cash App is TheMcKingz. And know that we do appreciate all donations. And please join us tomorrow morning and every morning at 11:15 a.m. We come on, and what we do is we inspire, encourage, and we motivate. At least we try to. But I'm going to bid you good night for now. I'm going to end it like we always do, in spite of the fact that my husband isn't here. I'll say his part. Please remember to always, always walk in peace, love, sunshine, happiness, and all those great and beautiful things. And always remember, from us, it's Team McRae all damn day. Talk to you soon. Love you much.